he made a few mistakes, but he had a very good record.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem, I mean, you look at him, and it's like a commercial for Geritol.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Don, hold on just a second, because I've got to get a quick traffic report in here, and then we'll come back and finish up with this, because I want to talk to you about the governor of Massachusetts, which I'm sure you know him very well, having that you're a resident of the Bay State there, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about Romney that we don't know, right?
Sure.
Okay, 625 on 1460 KION. Don Feder's with us. Check out his commentary at donfeder.com, and that's Feder with one D, F-E-D-E-R, donfeder.com, 625.
This hour is brought to you by McDonald's. You can always count on a great value with the dollar menu at McDonald's. Right now, grab a double cheeseburger for just $1, or buy into a McChicken sandwich for just $1.02. Only at McDonald's. Open till midnight or later. Prices and participation may vary.
Traffic brought to you by Gavilan College. New and continuing students can register now for spring classes at Gavilan College. Spring semester starts January 30th. New classes including French 1A, biotechnology, information security, and more. Register in person or online at www.gavilan.edu.
Okay, at 626, we take a look at our traffic and weather together. First off, a traffic hazard with a tree down across the roadway. In fact, wires on the roadway up in the Santa Cruz Mountains. This would be Empire Grade Road just south of Felton Empire Road. Also, another traffic hazard, this one right outside of Salinas in Baranda, Calle del Adobe. At Baranda Road, we've got debris in the roadway there. Also, Las Lomas Drive at San Miguel Canyon Road. We have some debris in the roadway there. That's in North Monterey County. Northbound 101, just south of 156 on the way up towards Gilroy. Non-injury accident there. We've got about 4 vehicles involved in that accident, and they're in the center divide right now. Northbound 101 just south of Coyote Creek Golf Drive on your way into San Jose and Silicon Valley. We've got 3 vehicles involved in an accident there in the number 1 lane. And we have a mud, dirt, and rock slide down Highway 1 near Big Sur. Highway 1 at mile marker 41. And then we also have debris in the roadway, all over the roadway, in fact, River Road on-ramp to eastbound, Highway 68 right outside of Salinas. Weather for the Bay Area today going to be stormy and lots of rain forecast to fall today, anywhere from 2 to 6 inches around the Monterey Bay Area. And that's a look at our traffic and weather together on 1460 KION. 627, Don Feder's with us for another couple of minutes as we talk about last night's Iowa caucuses. Don, welcome back to the program.
Well, thank you, Mark.
So, Romney, when you were mentioning a couple of minutes ago about not only the money guys, but also voters standing on the sidelines waiting to see what's happening, what I was thinking about is that, maybe some of the people that raise money for the party some of them might actually like to see Romney be the front runner because they can keep a lot of their money in their pocket. He can fund his own campaign for the most part, and you could direct those dollars towards congressional and Senate races that are up for grabs and help the party in that respect.
I don't think Romney can fund a national campaign by himself, although he certainly has a lot of money. He's raised a lot of money. He has a big advantage in the primaries, although apparently it hasn't done that much for him so far. Romney's real problem, of course, I think is more than anyone else. Romney is perceived as a flip-flopper.
Yeah.
When he was governor of Massachusetts, he was pro-abortion. He was pro-abortion when he ran for the Senate of Massachusetts back in 1996, if I'm not mistaken. Was pro-abortion then, now he's pro-life. Romney says, well, Ronald Reagan changed too. He was pro-choice back in the 60s. By 1980, he was the pro-life candidate. The difference, of course, is Reagan made the transition over a period of years, maybe a decade. For Bush, it was a matter of months. He was pro-choice when he was governor, and then suddenly he decided about halfway through his term that he wanted to be president, and then suddenly he became pro-life. The change is incredible. Even the reason that Romney gives for the change is incredible. Romney, by the way, may be the best the conservatives can do this year. Mm-hmm. It could very well turn out to be Romney or someone much worse. However, Romney did not govern as a conservative when he was governor of Massachusetts. I mean, that's very clear. He did a 180-degree turn on so many issues, on gay rights, mm-hmm. on gun control, on abortion, on immigration. On immigration, maybe he did a 90-degree turn. And not that he didn't do some good things as governor of Massachusetts. He did, but Romney's big hurdle, and he hasn't been hasn't been able to overcome it isn't his religion. He thinks that that's the problem. I don't think it is, quite frankly, although a lot of evangelicals are wary of voting for a Mormon. I don't think it's that as much as the fact that people don't think he's genuine. Yeah. I think the speech he should have given a few weeks ago, Mark, or I think it was a few weeks ago, you know, where he talked about his religion, what he should have said is, look, my fellow Americans, I lied to the people of Massachusetts for 6 years, but I'm telling you the truth now. I lied to them. I'm not lying to you.
I lied to them because they're all Democrats, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're the voters of Massachusetts. They're stupid. They deserve to be lied to. By the way, can I get in a quick plug for two websites?
Absolutely. Before we go, one last thing I wanted to ask you about this race, and I was thinking where this kind of plays to an advantage to Romney and Huckabee, but I think that one of the intangibles that this race may hinge on is the appearance of youth and vigor. And I think that goes against McCain and Fred Thompson and Paul because of their respective ages, especially Thompson and McCain, and actually could be a benefit for Romney and for Mike Huckabee, because if you look at the front runners on the Democratic side, they have very youthful appearance. And I think that there's this kind of mood towards change that we're hearing about. And one of the things that you tend to find people looking at is out with the old and in with the new, and they want a visible manifestation of the new.
Well, Fred Thompson is only about 4 years older than Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, but he looks
20 years older.
Exactly.
You're right. The perception of youth, I think, or vigor is going to be very important. On the other hand, McCain makes up in meanness for what he lacks.
Just a mean old man.
No, he's probably the oldest person in the race. Serious candidate for either party nomination. On the other hand, people look at McCain and they say, and I don't like a lot of his positions, mind you, but they look at McCain and they say, here's a guy who was a war hero, a genuine war hero,
right?
Patriot. And a lot of people are going to say, okay, he may be a lot older. Of course, Ronald Reagan was also fairly old when he was elected president.
70.
Yeah. McCain, I think, is just a few years older than that. I might be wrong.
He's 71 now.
Okay, 71. Well, see, you're better informed than I am, Mark. But I think a lot of people are going to look at McCain and they're going to say, yeah, he's not a spring chicken, but he's experienced. He's been in the Senate for 20 years or 25 years. He was a war hero. So that'll have some appeal, too. Fred Thompson, unfortunately, Fred is not that old. He just looks old, and he acts old.
Yeah, that's true. He does. And that's going to be a real disadvantage to him, especially when you got a candidate like Huckabee. You got a picture of Huckabee playing an electric bass guitar on a stage the other day, looking like a rock and roller.
Yeah, he also has a bald spot.
Well, then he's like an old rock and roller.
That's right, sort of a rock and roll monk,
Yeah, he's ready for one of those oldies tribute tours. All right. Hey, Don, what are the two websites you want to get in?
Well, the two websites I'd like to plug, Mark, are Grasstops, grasstopsusa.com. Mm-hmm. That's the site that runs most of my commentaries. It's www.grasstops, one word, except the T is capitalized, USA, all caps, .com, and then my website, which is simply donfeder.com. My name, Don Feder, FEDER.com.
All right, Don, thank you very much. Really appreciate it, and it's going to be an interesting race, and I want to give you a call next week after New Hampshire, and we'll have some more fat to chew over.
After Cow Hampshire.
Okay. I'll ask you about that next week as well. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend, Don.
You too, Mark. Take care.
All right. 6:33 on KIOM. We'll be back with more in a moment.
This is Newsbreak.